Nah? Are you getting reverse tickets from Martone? No? So do you writing folks have any questions? Tell me what you, yeah.
What do you do when you get writer's block?
Why do we get writer's?
What do you do?
Oh, well, I wait 30 years, like in that one. I mean, I think the thing about writer's block is that, for me, it's like a condition that comes and goes. So it's like having really bad hives or something. And you don't always know what brings it on and what ends it. I went through a very long period when I was struggling with some stuff and I couldn't write. And it's when I picked up a camera and started photographing. And that was what cured that moment of my writer's block. Once I saw images in front of me, and once I went in the dark room and saw images floating up out of the dark, because I was working with chemistry, I knew that I hadn't lost my images and that things would return. And little by little, I started writing again. So I don't know. What do you do when you have a writer's block?
I just start writing randomly.
Writing randomly? Does that seem to get you there?
I don't know. It tends to be like Rambo, like another person sort of starts writing inside of me.
Does it feel good or does it feel weird?
It feels kind of weird, but like after I read it, it's just like different. Like I wrote that. It's sort of weird, but it makes sense to me.
Get ready, because every time I write stuff, I go, did I write that? Who wrote that? So I think that gets to be kind of, sometimes when this stuff is you make yourself available to it. I kind of think of myself as magnetizing myself, so these weird images or phrases will stick to me, and then I write off of them, and often I feel like, okay, I'm available, I'm open to what needs to be written, and it'll travel that way. So. No, I deliberately don't know where anything's going to go when I start. I'm the world's worst organizer, so I can never make outlines when I was trying to write critical papers. They just went anywhere they wanted to. So that's why I'm not a professor, I think. But I deliberately cultivate not knowing. I mean, I really would prefer not to know. And if I start putting a roof on the whole thing and it only can go so far, often it dies. So I try to step back from that. Do I see another hand over here?
When
yeah.
you were working on those 50 states, who were you imagining as your audience?
That's another great question. Who was I imagining as the audience for my 50 states pieces? I don't know.
Don't you find yourself kind of thinking about someone when you're writing a piece? I mean, maybe not consciously, but almost like a muse, or you imagine someone reading it.
Well, you would hope writers would answer, of course I imagine a reader, but in fact, because I'm so self-centered, I guess, when I do imagine a reader, I can't write. So what I have to do is write to, I guess it's sort of more, my answer would be something like what often writers for kids say, that they write for the kid in them. So I'm writing for some part of myself that wants usually to be surprised and sometimes freaked out and sometimes taken somewhere new. And I do think that's the part that I hold the piece out to ultimately. Don't we all have some part of ourselves that's hungry for something that's never been seen before? And I mean, not that all our stuff isn't derivative, but I mean, that's what I love to do. Then it's sort of like, you're on, what's that big old amusement park, that huge old roller coaster in Ohio? Yeah, Cedar Point. It's like your own Cedar Point. It's cheap, it's free.
I should add, I was going to ask you about that child too, because Lissa also has a children's book that she's wrote and illustrated called, appropriately enough, Why Won't Winter Go? And it's all about skunk cabbage, or that's part of it. But,
yeah, it is.
The very interesting characters in that book. I'm going to stop us here and we can continue the conversation at Jack. And I'd like to thank Lissa again and thank all of you.
Thanks so much.